Registering as an exporter of fruits and vegetables in Uganda, it's not a one-step thing, it's a sequence. It involves different offices, it involves different documentation. So by the end of this video, you will know what offices you need to go to, which documents you need to take to those offices to be able to get your company or your export company that is going to export fruits and vegetables registered. Stay with me as I take you through. Let me start with what most traders miss. You might have your good fruits and vegetables, you might have your nice mangoes, you might have your nice avocado, and even have the good quality that the European markets want. But if you're not registered with the Ministry of Agriculture, there is no way the European buyers or even other buyers will want your products. What you need before you register as an exporter, we need to know which organization is responsible for this. The Department of Crop Inspection and Certification under the Ministry of Agriculture is responsible for registering you as a fruits and vegetables exporter before you even export. But this is important. It's not the only step that you go to Ministry of Agriculture. There are other institutions where you begin from before even going to register as an exporter with Ministry of Agriculture. Let me walk you through the steps that you need before you go to register your company. The first step is you need to be a company. To be a company in Uganda, you need to be registered with the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. The Uganda Registration Services Bureau, you can register online by going to e-registration.ursb.go.ug. You upload all the required documents so that you can be able to register to be a company. That is the first step. To register a company also, you realize you need a tax identification number TIN, which is also got from the URA. You can go to the URA website and apply for the NIN. The URA is also trying to roll out for individuals where your NIN can be used as your tax identification number. So you need to register a NIN to be able to apply to be a company. So if you're exporting to the European Union, you need a REX number, which stands for Registered Exporter. We'll come back to that. So the next step is you need a recommendation from Uganda Free Zones and Export Promotions Authority. The recommendation letter is taken to Ministry of Agriculture to aid in your process of applying to be registered exporter with Ministry of Agriculture. So to get this from Ofuzepa is, like I said, it's Uganda Export Free Zones and Export Promotions Authority, helps you to make sure you're ready to be able to export to all these markets where you want to export your goods. Then the next step is you have to be a registered member and get a recommendation from HotFresh. HotFresh is an apex body that is responsible for culture exporters who export to fruits and vegetables to all the different countries. The purpose of this HotFresh apex body is to make sure as an exporter you are ready with the sanitary and phytosanitary standards. They train you, they confirm, they audit your pack house to see that the goods you're packing or your fresh produce is up to standards and ready for export. So they give you a recommendation and you need to be a member to be able to benefit from their trainings, to be able to be audited, and also to ensure your farmers and outgrowers are up to the standards for export. The next step is that you need to prove that you have a pack house and production base. So the first step of the pack house, you can either hire or you can have your own, but it has to be a registered pack house. So if you're hiring, you go into an MOU with someone who already has a pack house so that they are able to enable you use that pack house. So you need to present the MOU to Ministry of Agriculture, to the Department of Crop Inspection and Certification to prove that you have a pack house where you'll pack your fresh fruits and vegetables. Then for the production base, you either have a nucleus farm where you get this produce, or you have farmers or outgrowers who give you the produce. These farmers have to be, you need to know where they are, their location, their acreage and everything. This is very important because Ministry of Agriculture needs to have what they call produce traceability from the farm up to where you're taking the produce. So it is very important that you have a memorandum of understanding with these farmers so that you can know how much they can give you, to know which produce they are able to produce on what acreages. So Ministry of Agriculture needs a list and a contract that you have with these farmers to be able to export. Once all this is ready, you have your URSB registration, you have registered company, you have your recommendation from Ofuzepa, you have your registered TIN number, you have the proof of a pack house, you have your recommendation letter from Hot Fresh and you're a member, you have your traceability system, you write an application to the Ministry of Agriculture, specifically to the Commissioner of the Department of Crop Inspection and Certification on your company letterhead. You attach all these documents, then you submit them in one go. So that after that, your application is assessed, then you're a certified registered exporter. This is the real process. So in case you are an exporter or even a buyer from anywhere in the world trying to import from Uganda, you have a clear picture of how the Ugandan registration of exporters who are going to export fresh produce and fruits and vegetables specifically to you, what they need to go through and how serious they can be. So in the next video, we'll look at the phytosanitary certificate, which is required for every consignment before the exporter can ship out their shipment and deliver to their buyer, to the exporter. This is needed by the European markets, the Middle East markets. So stay with me. If you have any comments, comment in the comment section below. If you're stuck in the process somewhere, you can book a 15-minute free session with me so I can guide you on how you can be able to finish your procedure. So see you on the next one.